What's up, friends? I'm just wondering what that aura do, boo. Blessings, blessings, blessings. Hello, loves. Hello. Welcome to Charlie's Truth YouTube channel, a playground for adults. My name is Charlie, and I am an intuitive soul guide and energy channeler. I prioritize simplicity, practicality, and love in all that I do. So today we are continuing with our soul remembrance through the lens of human design. And if you're new to human design, there are links in the description that will take you either to the introduction video, or there's also a link to my website where I also share information about human design. And there's also the Google. So feel free to explore any of those. But if you want to know what we're doing around here, please check out the introduction video, because it does let you know what my plans are with human design and with this channel. So please tune in. In this video, I'm going to be talking about the aura types. And I'm super excited to talk about these and to really kind of give you a visual, maybe. We'll see. So aura types are one of the 3 areas of the human design system that I highly recommend that we get familiar with, that we experiment with to begin with, and that we really set our foundation for human design through. I truly do believe that when I learned about my type, my authority, and my strategy, as well as my profile, I started there. That's where I started my work. And even after I learned about it, I took time off from human design and I just kind of sort of experimented with it. Whether it wasn't on purpose, really, it was just like, this is a lot to take in. Like, what does it even mean? And so as I saw the benefits of the experiment and practice, knowing my type and being mindful of my strategy and my authority, it really helped me to see how the system can be implemented and how it can support us in our journey of soul remembrance and our journey of just getting to know ourselves on a deeper level and deconditioning, reprogramming ourselves from what we've been told we were, into really actually allowing the truth and the soul essence of us to emerge. Because that's what human design, I feel like, supports us and helps guide us through. Our types concern the body, our genetics, and our aura. Each type defines a particular mode of operating energetically. So this isn't about personality or psychology typing. We're really focusing on an energetic makeup of a being. So definitions determine what type we are, and our type is expressed through our aura. And so when I'm talking about definition, I am talking about the parts in our body graph that is colored in. When you look at the body graph, you'll notice that there's some colored in shapes. Those colored in shapes are our definition. So with that definition is what determines what type we are, what our aura is doing, but it's all determined on the definition within our body graphs. So all humans are surrounded by this invisible energy field around them. They say that it extends about 6 feet in front of us, around on the side of us, and in the back of us. The frequency of our aura is communicating core information, core data with those around us, and is a great tool for us being able to exchange information. And it impacts the way we relate to others and connect with them. We use our aura to taste the aura of those around us, not just the people, but also the places, the energy of it, the health of it. What vibration, what frequencies is it letting out for us? When you be like, I'm not feeling their vibe, I'm not feeling their energy, that is what you're talking about. You're picking up on someone's energetic field. Okay, you're communicating with them energetically. And so yes. So according to Ra, and I'm going to read this, auras are a full expression of the being and controlling agent of the way the form is going to work. Auras are the way we connect to and are experienced by the other. This information within the human design system and within my chart specifically has invited me into expanding my awareness of myself, and as well as supporting me in creating deep and intentional connections with others. I really do believe in quality relationships over quantity. And by knowing my human design and learning about my friends and family's human design, I've really been able to connect and support them in ways that are new for both of us and different for us. But we get to experiment with that. And I'm meeting people where they at and where their aura is actually communicating with me. Even when I don't know someone's energetic type, I can feel their energy. So I kind of get a sense now of like who is more of an open aura, who is more of a repelling, closed off aura, whose aura is like kind of penetrating and deep into me. Like there are so many levels to what an aura feels like. But nonetheless, a lot of us have the opportunity to actually feel into auras. Discovering your aura type, I believe, is the first step to understanding your human design and how it works. Knowing and understanding your aura type can help you in experiencing a more aligned life and experience within yourself. Just FYI, I did not go into the history of human design, but Ra is the individual or being that channel a lot of this information and how to synthesize these systems together in order to create this system. They are what I would consider the channeler or the oracle to provide this information to us. So, yes. So according to Ra, each energy type has their own role within society to help us operate in a healthy and organic way. So this is what Ra has to say. In a perfect world, manifestors get things started, projectors guide the process, generators provide the energy to realize or complete it, and reflectors tell us how well it is going. So let's get into these aura types, and I'm going to provide the visual I get about the auras from my own experience and perspective. And so that's what you will hear. And at the same time, I'll also add a graphic here so that you can see a visual of what I imagine. And so I hope that that is helpful for you as it was for me to create it and to tap into it. So let's do it. Let's sing. Okay, generators, come on in, come on in, come on in. Let's get into it. So now we are talking about consistent energy types. First off, the only consistent or energy types of aura types is generators. So whether we're talking about a pure generator or a manifesting generator, they are the only consistent energy types because they have a defined sacral motor center. This center is physical body wisdom. It is designed to respond to life, communicating with the generators in the present moment. All generators are here to work and love the work they do. They are said that it is important for them to completely exhaust themselves every day, basically depleting that sacral energy, that life force energy that they get to experience every day. They are invited to deplete that daily. They say that the sacral motor doesn't, I don't have one, so I gotta say they say. The sacral motor doesn't give up until what is committed to have been accomplished. Also, the other three types are looking outward. For manifestors, they are focused on impacting. For projectors, they are focused on knowing about how the other types use their energy resources. Reflectors are focused on understanding the environment. Generators, however, are focused on knowing themselves and understanding their own process. The gifts of generators is their ability to perfect or master a task, a project, or skill. So pure generators, their role is a masterful creator, the builder, and they are here to work. Generators' work is their gifts to the world. The generator has an open and enveloping aura. Their aura types draws in opportunities for them to respond to and is empowered by their sacral center. I mentioned, I believe earlier, or hopefully somewhere in this video, that, you know, that sacral energy is seductive, it's delicious. People want a part of it, okay? People want some of that delicious energy. And like, again, a lot of this is what we intuitively can just feel. We can intuitively just know, like, there's something about that person or something about their aura. I'm just drawn to it. That be those generators and those manifesting generators. They just be feeling lively, like their aura is just like calling us like, oh my god, that feels like a good time. That's my thoughts. Anyway, so they have an open and embracing aura that is inviting and magnetic. All generators, manifesting generators or pure generators, have embracing auras that transmit the creative, creating life force energy that's coming from their sacral center and establish an energy field of availability around them. Generators' auras provoke others to ask them so that they can respond. So what I think is so interesting about generators' aura is that it definitely is, even when I feel it, the aura pictures here so y'all can see, get an example of what I feel like is happening with the auras. So I do want to say this before I start talking about the auras. So here's the thing, and I've mentioned this, I feel like in all the type videos so far, is that when we think about the big picture, right, we want to look at how the auras look, how they're communicating. We want to pay attention to that, right? If I'm saying that a generator's aura is open, enveloping, magnetic, right? And I'm saying the reason for that is because of how they're meant to be. They are here to respond to invitations. And their aura will light up as a way to let the other types know, I'm open to invitations. I am open to invitations. I'm open to being asked. I'm open to respond to you. And that's what all of us are like feeling from them. This energy to go, oh, I want them to be a part of this, you know? And then you ask them like, hey, how do you feel about this? And they're like, that doesn't really light me up. It's a no for me, right? But like they get to have that experience, and their aura is set up for them to be able to naturally create that kind of energetically, that energetic and intuitive communication that's happening between the auras. So when I think about the generators' auras, I definitely feel it very open, very bright, very happy, very exciting. It just always feels to me like they're ready to go. They're ready. They're just waiting for the invite, and that they want to show up. They want to show up. They want to create. They want to work. They want to build. There's this energy of like, let's go. Like, I'm down. Yeah. So that's kind of what I get. It's like their energy is sunny to me. That's what it is. It's sunny. It's playful. It's ready for something, whatever that something is. But they're ready to create and make something out of this canvas we provide them with. It's like, hey, do you want this canvas? Like, let's go. But yeah, I definitely feel it as a big hug. It's just very free. It is a very free energy, very open, very inviting. It really just reminds me of like this warmth, this sunshine. It really is inviting. It really, really is. That's the only thing I can think. And yeah, it's a different feeling. It's a different feeling for sure. That's basically what the energy feels like to me. So generators as a collective makes up about 70% of the population, of the entire population. So as I was saying before, like, you know, think about the world believing that all of us are builders or that all of us are worker bees. No, all of us are not worker bees. This is a generator's thing. Like, the rest of us are not all worker bees. I mean, yes, the manifestors is the pure doers, but in a sense, like, generators are here to work. Like, that is, they are here to build. They're here to work. That's their thing. That's their jam, which I'm here for. And it makes sense when you meet them. Generators are the backbones of society and the worker bees of the planet. They tend to be incredibly enduring, hardworking, and have a consistent access to life force energy through their defined sacral. Generators are a life force, a master of building and creating. They are designed to create, produce, build, sustain, and master their craft that lights them up. They are destined to build. They are here to generate from a source of joy and satisfaction. Does that light you up, generator? Does that excite you? Does that give you that, yes? Does that give you, this is delicious? I use the word delicious. Doesn't mean that that's what you feel. I just like that word. For apparently I'm tasting life around here. So generators are here to learn about themselves and discover the role, work, and activities that excite and energize them. The generator's role to build and work give them access to the energy required to fulfill that role, as long as they use their strategy to respond. The generators have a consistent energy source located in the sacral, so there's little risk for burnout. They can make aligned decisions by drawing in and responding to life's opportunities. The generator type are known to be energized and eager to respond to problems and challenges as defined by their strategy. Generator, your energy is not designed to put your head down and do something you don't enjoy. You are here to enjoy. You are here to be satisfied with life. You are here to be sparked up and excited and joy-filled. Yes, yes, yes. You are here for that. The creative life force energy of the generator from their sacral center attracts to them different people and opportunities, and all they need to do is respond to these opportunities. Think about it. Your aura is set up to basically be a light. Open, 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 and the other aura types see that light blinking, and then they get to invite you in to things, and you get to decide whether or not it lights you up or not, and you do the things that light you up, and the ones that don't is like a nah, I'm good. And I want to say, the more you say yes to things that light you up, the more you will have opportunities to respond to things that light you up. Think about, you attract what you are, right? Whatever your aura is doing, think about it. So if you're doing work you don't enjoy, that availability light is probably dim. All of us ain't gonna be able to see it, and the people that see it may be the ones that you don't even want to attract. You don't even want them to know that you available for anything. So I say that to say, like, I think it is so important for us to be mindful of our energy levels, for us to be mindful of how our energy communicates, for us to be mindful of what our auras are saying to the outside world. Generators, is your light brightly on? Are you doing things that light you up? Are you moving around the world energized so that things that are very similar to that frequency can be attracted to you? We don't want to attract that dim light. We don't want to attract the clouds. We don't want to attract things that does not align with what we desire, or what will be satisfying, or what will be joyful. And so part of that is being mindful of your energy. Are you saying yes to things that you want to say no to? Is that what's draining your energy? Is that why you feel burnt out? Because you're operating in a way that doesn't feel aligned? Is that why you are frustrated with life or bothered by life? You know, like, things to ask yourself and check in about. So a huge lesson for generators and manifesting generators is to trust that life will come to you, and for you to be open about the opportunities that present themselves. Generator, manifesting generator, you do not need to go out and make anything happen. You don't need to do that. You are literally here to respond to life's opportunities that come to you for you to respond to. And your aura, your energy level, your blinking light, as I call it, plays a major role in that. And so it's super important, I think, for all of us to be mindful of our energy, because most of us, our energy, or aka our aura, is communicated. It is the thing that's getting us the invitation, or allowing or inviting us to the questions that ask us to respond to, or, you know, what we're mirroring, what environments we're in, what we believe is true about ourselves as the reflectors go. I wanted to talk a little bit about the difference between a manifesting generator and a pure generator. For starters, a manifesting generator does have their throat center powered by some motor center. Pure generator will not have that, but will still have their sacral center defined. The manifesting generator does have their sacral center defined, just like the pure generator. But unlike the generator, the manifesting generator does have their throat center powered by some motor center. When you have a motor connected to the throat, which is only the manifesting generators and the manifestors, you have the ability to manifest and take action based on the centers connected. Okay, that was fun. That was cute. I really do hope that this video is a reminder, or at least like help you recognize that we all have the ability to understand auras, to interpret auras, aka energy, and that this is not for the selective few. We all have the ability. When we are saying, I'm not feeling your vibe, this energy is just off, there's just something about them, we all are speaking the language of energy, where we're just like, I don't have a logical explanation, but something's off. I'm not feeling it, or I am feeling it. I'm just drawn to you. All these things are ways in which our auras are communicating with us, are providing us with information and all of the things. So I really do want to encourage you all to like trust your knowing, trust what's coming up for you, trust how your aura works, trust how what information your aura is providing for you, because your aura also, right, is part of what is defined within you. It's part of what your definition is, which also talks about your openness. Where are you vulnerable? Where might others be projecting on you? Where might others be conditioning you? Are you aware of the conditioning? Are you being mindful? You know, there's tons of things to consider and think about when we're talking about auras, when we're talking about our aura types, our energy types, when we're talking about what's defined and what's not defined, and what kind of information is provided through knowing the mechanics of these things in our body graph, you know, these things in our body graph. Sorry, I'm like looking all over my room. I'm really looking all over the place. Okay, focus. So this was a little about the aura types. There are tons of information out there. For the most part, I just took a bunch of my resources and just gathered information for it about each type, while also considering how I feel the energy, how I interpret the energy, how the energy presents itself to me, for me to be able to know, like, I guess, how to respond to it, or what that aura is asking of me, or what it's provoking. Really, what that aura is provoking from me. Is it provoking me to ask a question for you to respond to? Is it provoking for me to invite you to something? You know, what exactly is it provoking? So I definitely want to encourage you to continue to research and even begin experimenting. I believe that the experimentation starts with knowing your strategy, which is the next video we're going to go with. So not only do you need to know your type, I definitely would recommend you know your strategy, and I recommend you know your authority and allow that strategy and authority to really be the beginning of your experimentation with human design. And that's what we're going to be doing. We are going on an experiment journey. For those who are new to human design, this is definitely the beginning phases, and there's so many stories I can tell you. So if you have questions or anything like that, please feel free to reach out. I am here. I am open. I'm willing to be supportive to the extent that feels correct for me. So do what you will with that information. I also want to encourage you that if you already have a mindfulness practice or a way that you check in with yourself when it comes to self-awareness, I really do want to invite you to use some of these insights to help you pay a little bit more attention. How are people? What does your aura provoking people, right? What is it inviting from others? How does others respond to you? What do you notice? What patterns do you notice around you when it comes to how people just naturally react to you when they meet you? Or what do people say when you get to know them, and then they'd be like, oh, when I first met you, this is how I felt. Like, what do people say to you? Take inventory, have fun with it. You don't have to take it in as facts or as a judgment. It's just something to play around with, to experiment with. This is not about right or wrong. This is not about judgment. This is about you figuring out how you were called, or how you were designed to operate in this lifetime. That is it. No other pressure. It's just I say keep it light. Keep it light. Keep it light. Keep it light. Don't overwhelm yourself. You don't need to go out and do a whole bunch of things. Like, nah, boo. Nah, boo. Things to consider. How do you see, feel, experience your aura? How does others see, feel, experience you? You can ask people who know you really well. You can even look up other of your friends and family sign and see how you feel about their auras. Because remember, you will also be able to see, like, what does their aura provoking you, you know? So I definitely want to encourage you to play with it, test it out. This is a way for you to start experimenting with it by seeing, does this ring true for me? Does this feel aligned for me, you know? So that's the way to start. This isn't about, if it doesn't resonate, it doesn't resonate. It's all good, you know? Like, it doesn't need to resonate. I know that there are things in human design that didn't resonate before that resonates now, or I didn't understand before that I understand now, and it's all good. It's all good. It doesn't make the system less or better or whatever. I personally enjoy it and love it, but that doesn't mean it's for everybody, and that's okay. And I also want to encourage you to make a game out of it. I know I've already said this before, but as a projector, one thing I do is I do have a game I kind of play between me and Spirit or Source, or whatever you want to call it, where as a projector, it's very important that, you know, my energy is at a level where people can invite me to things. And my aura provokes recognition and invitation. So my aura provokes others to recognize me and invite me in. And so with that being said, one of the things that's really important to me, and I believe I was talking to generators about this too, is like being mindful of like what's happening in your energetic field, being mindful of how you're taking care of yourself, being mindful of how you feel, be mindful of how you're showing up. So one thing I do when I go outside is I'm always paying attention to how people interact with me. And this isn't a judgment on them. This is all about my aura. How do people naturally, how are they naturally communicating with me? How are they naturally feeling about me? So for me, some things I look for is a smile, or like a little, there just seems to be like an eye contact, which is like an openness. There's just certain things that people do that gives me information about where my aura is. And in the sense of like what's going on with me. Right? Because I do have open solar plexus, right? So am I consumed with other people's feelings? Am I consumed with other people's projections, right? And is that showing up in my aura? Is that showing up for others to recognize? Is my aura muddy? Does I feel all over the place? Do it seem like I don't even recognize myself? Or, you know, like, what is my aura saying to people? Are people able to actually recognize my true essence, or are they recognizing the projections that I've allowed on myself? You know, like, those are the kind of questions I ask myself. And it's not about being right or wrong for me, but it has worked to let me know, like, I will go outside, and if not one person smiles at me or say hi, or if I'm in a store and someone isn't really nice to me, isn't really kind to me, or they aren't patient with me, or they aren't gentle. And it's not just about one person. It's like a collective experience I take in to determine, all right, this feels like this is where we are, this is not where we are, you know. And it personally gives me a lot of information. And some people, I've shared this with some people, and some people are like really shocked. They're like, really? Like, that feels like a lot? But I'm like, no, like, for me it doesn't feel like a lot, because I understand how I am called to operate. I understand how my makeup is. I understand, and I truly believe that people get excited about me. There's something about my energy that makes people feel seen, feel accepted, feel invited in. There's something about my aura that provides that for people. So I do expect a certain response from the world, and I do get it almost always. So when I'm not getting it, I'm like, I just get curious about it. And it doesn't matter to me one way. It doesn't, like, I'm not putting a lot of pressure on how people treat me. It's just for me to check in. It's me gauge where I am, and that's all it is. But it's fun. I really, really enjoy it, and it's quite interesting, the information I pick up through that experimentation for myself. And I do rely on that a lot. And I'm always in awe about how people are with me, especially when people aren't kind. I was just like, okay. And I wasn't always like this, but there's levels to it. And I mean, this can also go to the fact that I'm a Leo sun and Leo moon, so that can also be playing a part in why I expect this attention or whatever else. So, you know, take it for what it's worth. So the goal is to master your strategy and authority, and that is what begins your experimentation through human design. And so next up is strategy, and I'm so excited to talk about it. Yo, reflectors, I feel like I am going to need to create y'all a very, very lengthy video, or not. I thank you for rocking with me. I thank you for being here with me. I'm so proud I got through this. I did all these recordings in one day, and I pray that these videos are helpful to you, as fun as they were for me to prepare for and to do. So I love you all. I appreciate you all. Let's go.